everyone, my name is Lindsay Bast. As many of you know, you've been with me throughout this entire class. When I first enrolled at L-Tri-C last January, or this past January, I was struck by the curriculums that said I had to take a speech class. Now, I am not one of those people that takes a speech class. And right now, because I do have a 3-year-old named Michaela, I wanted to take as much schooling online as possible. And I saw that there was an online speech class, and I said, oh gee, how does that work? And I quote on that one, how does an online speech class work? And everybody else I seemed to talk to said the same thing. How does that work? Well, I enrolled and I found out. I decided to do the online speech class because of my daughter and the time constraints. My husband works full-time for a railroad, and it makes it difficult for me to gauge when I would be able to go to class. I do have a wonderful support system, but things can be very unpredictable, so I decided to do the online speech class. I benefited from it greatly. As I mentioned before, I am a very shy person. I get that from my dad. I do. I get that from my dad, who is a wonderful man, but by Jove, he handed that down genetically. In taking this course, I've gained confidence, a lot of confidence. I've learned a lot about putting together a speech, how to present it, how to make people listen, what your goals should be in mind, not just getting up there and speaking. And you've got to hold the audience, you have to not ramble, which is kind of what I'm doing now, but there's been a lot of eventful things that have happened in this course. My first speech, which was my introduction, I think I was going to have a coronary that night. After 2 hours of bawling my eyes out and almost stroking out, I finally peeled that out of myself. Thank you to my dad for that, for helping me get through that, because if it wouldn't have been for him, I don't know if I could have done that. My second speech also kind of proved difficult for another reason. I had to memorize a poem, and of course, me being overambitious me, I chose something that was 24 lines. I struggled through it. I made it through it, and I think I got through to my audience what I was trying to get through with how my lifestyle is. Being married to a railroader, it is difficult. I'm constantly waiting. All of you remember that. My third speech on Henry VIII, I know a lot of you looked forward to. There was a lot of information. Although, with my whole memory thing, I forgot to add in there that he did create the English Navy, which took out the Spanish Armada when his daughter Elizabeth took over the throne. I wanted to throw that in there. My third speech was the one that I really wish I could have expanded upon, because it was such an interesting time period, and I had learned so much that I wanted to share more, but I couldn't. So, you all have to check out more on Henry VIII. My fourth speech on how to quilt, how to put together a quilt face, something that's near and dear to my heart that I thoroughly and completely enjoyed doing, and I'm glad I was able to share that with all of you, and I hope somebody decided to pick up sewing as a result. I know I've actually improved and worked through some of my issues with sewing since then, and constantly learning new things with that. My fifth speech, The Pros of eBay, which was fairly recent, was when we started putting together persuasive topics. And in doing some of the research with that, I did learn a lot more about eBay. Even though I had had experience with it, I did learn more, and I was more informed, which is a beautiful thing. My sixth speech, which you will all be seeing, was on buying on credit. That was our impromptu speeches. And I'm glad that our wonderful professor gave us all the different topics to choose from, because there's a lot of interesting stuff out there with the choosing. We had to choose 5 topics and pick one from a hat and speak about it. It was kind of fun. And mine was buying on credit, something that I definitely do have some opinions about. Our 7th speeches were when we were really supposed to put together a cohesive, persuasive speech. Mine being putting out there that there should be a Tamako Art Center, and persuading people to consider supporting that idea. And maybe, just maybe, somebody will pick up on that speech, and maybe there will be an art center in Tamaqua as a result. And then, finally, here tonight, I'm accepting your knowledge, which brings me to, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to LTRIC for offering this course, because heaven knows how long I have to wait to actually take it on campus. I want to say thank you to my audience, my family, my wonderful family, all of you in the class. I want to say thank you to you for your critiques and helping me learn everything that I have learned. And I want to say especially thank you to Professor Miskowski for your patience, especially with the technological issues that have abounded for some reason with some of the speeches I've done. And thank you for joining Facebook, especially for speech number 5. Really, or 4, I'm sorry, speech number 4. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for coming through this with me. And without any of you, I couldn't have done this course. It would not have worked. From the technological aspects of it to just building the confidence that I needed and skills that I needed to have, it would have never happened without any of you. So thank you. You have a wonderful night, and maybe I'll see you in the future. Thanks.
Speech.
Speech, speech. Let me get closer.
Still got 39 minutes to go.
I think I got them all, did I?
Let's see how good you can ad lib.
Yeah. Ta-da! Ta-da!
Sing us a song.
Huh?
Sing us
Yay!
a song.